Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about functions, but we're going to go off of what we did yesterday, and we're also going to talk about parameters and returns. So what that basically means is a function, what you can do is you can call a function, give it something, and then what a return will do is it will give something back. So basically, for example, we've used, say, like the length function to determine the the length of a list. Right? This is the name of the function, and there's the parentheses there. You can pass an argument inside, and then it will return something, and it will return the length. So let me explain what those are. So a parameter is something you can feed into the function. Sort of think of it as input to a function. Let me draw. Okay, so like here's your function. Think of it like, so your input goes inside. This is called it's called a parameter. Parameter. And then, oh, this is a function. And then it will output. So out comes the return. All right, so something will come out of it if you have a return. Okay, so let me give you an example. This is a function that is already in Python. So like say let's create a list. The list equals 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. An example of a function is len. Len is a function, and that's the name of the function. Again, we call that function using parentheses, and then inside the parentheses, we can pass what's called an argument. An argument is basically the same thing as a parameter. So argument is the thing you pass in, and then the parameter is the thing you have inside the function. I'll talk about that in a second. But what you can do is you can put something into this function. In this case, we're going to put list inside this function, inside the function len, and it's going to return. In other words, this entire thing is going to become a number. In this case, it's the length of the list. And there are 6 numbers inside the list. So we'll just print this out. You press run, it returns 6. There are 6 elements inside this list. len is the function. List is the parameter. Parameter is something you're giving to the function, is the input to the function. You put that inside those parentheses, and then this entire thing will return a value. In this case, it returns the value 6 because that's what the function does. The function will get however many things are in the list. In this case, there's 6. So this entire thing will become 6, and then you're going to print 6. And that's what got printed in the console. Okay, so now let's figure out how we can create a function like that. Same thing, we create a function def, and then the name of our function, I'll call it add hello, or add hello, like so. And then we make our parentheses, and then we have our double dot colon. But what we can do is inside these parentheses, we can put something in, like string. So what this is basically going to do is when you call this function is going to expect you to pass an argument inside. So this is the parameter. Again, parameter and argument basically mean the same thing. It's just like grammatical use. But anyways, when you call the function, they're going to expect you to have a parameter. And then we can use this parameter to do something else. So what we'll do is we'll do new string equals string plus hello. So what that basically is going to do is we're going to create a new variable, which is we're going to have whatever got passed in. So when we call this function, we're going to give it a string, and then whatever string we got from that function call, we're going to add hello to the end of it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do return new underscore string. So what it's going to do is when we call this and give it a string, this function is going to send back whatever new string equals to. And new string is what the original string is that we passed, the argument, and then we're going to add the word hello to the end of it. So when we call this function in a print statement, you can print add underscore hello. That's the name of the function. And then with our parentheses, and then you can put something inside the parentheses, like word equals something like that. And then when we press run, word equals hello. So you have word equals, we're going to call the function add underscore hello, and then we're going to give the function the string word equals. So now a string, which is the parameter that they expected, again, if you have a parameter here, they expect a parameter here. This parameter, this string, will be the string word equals. So now the new string is word equals plus hello, and then we're going to return the new string. So whenever we call the function, we're going to get whatever new string equals to. So return basically gives back a value. Yeah, and what we didn't use return yesterday because we didn't expect the value back. When we called the function yesterday, it just prints statements out inside the function. Today, we need something to return from our function call. So that's why we have a function call with parameters. And when you use parameters, sometimes you'll have returns as well. Okay. And also, by the way, you can put new string in parentheses if you want. I don't know. I don't really see why you would, but with or without, it's the same thing. Okay, that's pretty much it. But you can also have more than one parameter, more than one argument. So if you have another argument like number, then it's going to expect two parameters. In this case, it says an argument's missing because we only have one parameter, but it's expecting two. So we give it a number to like 5, for example. We return the new string plus we're going to turn number into a string, I guess. Mm, there we go. So we got the string, and then the new string is equal to whatever the string was, and now we're going to add hello to the end of it, and then we're going to return whatever the new string was, plus whatever number we passed in, which was the number 5, turn that into a string so you can concatenate it. Again, you can only concatenate strings with strings, so if it's a number, you have to turn it into a string. So new string plus 5, right? The number we passed in was 5. So it becomes new string, which is word equals hello, and then 5 at the end. So that's what the console says. And then you can put this all in parentheses if you want to. Okay, that's pretty much all there is. Yeah, so this is a function call. This is the function call. You call the function, you pass the parameters inside the parentheses, that's what the parentheses are for. Even if there are no parameters, you still have to have parentheses. It's just there's nothing in the parentheses. And you can pass your arguments in separated by a comma, and they have to be in the same order that they show up inside your function definition. So if you said string first, number second, then this parameter that you pass first should be the string, and the second one should be the number that whatever you want to do. And also, these are new variables, by the way. So you're creating a new variable here, basically. So this you can change to anything you want. It's a variable name. So name it anything you want, I guess. So name this hello, I guess. This point being, it doesn't matter what you name it. I named it string and number, so it makes a bit more sense. Okay, cool. That's all I have for you today. Now we're gonna talk about the homework.